Hey guys, so welcome back to another edition of our stocks by request. As you all know, I haven't been posting over the past few days because schedules have been so busy and I wasn't able to upload over the weekend. But for today, we have some very interesting stocks to talk about, and as you can see it from the title already, we're zeroing in. We're double downing on the telco saga because there's a lot of news and insights that have pushed telco stocks, particularly NOW and Dito. So if you want to know more, by the way, on the details on what pushed NOW Telecom higher, I posted a deeper dive in my main channel, Marvin Gurmo, where we talked about the news, the price action, the fundamentals, and the technicals of it. In this video, I'm just gonna focus on and zero into the technicals of the stock. And as you all know, everything you need to know also is found on what the technicals are saying. Everything you need to know is predicated on what the charts are telling us because you can get a lot of important information just by analyzing and checking the charts and using it to your advantage. So, by the way, my name is Marvin Germo, and if you're new to this channel, I encourage you, I implore you, I like to invite you, and you want more content about investing and the stock market and particularly technical analysis, to like, share, and subscribe and smash the bell so you get updated every time I come up with new content about investing. So first off, I want to start with, so I'll divide it into two. We'll start with the bigger ones first, the incumbents, PLDT and Globe. Then we'll look at Dito, which also had a good piece of the action today. Then let's end the video series with now. So let me look at uh, Globe first. Sorry about that. Okay, so this is how Globe looks like. And I still, from the last video where we included Globe, I still place the previous supports that we have, or at least the ones that I placed in it, and the resistance. So from the last video, our current support is 1967, and our current resistance is at the 2265 level. So this tradable range, no, if you'd like to analyze it from that perspective and that narrative, the tradable range from 1967 to 2265 is around 15.1%. A couple of things that I'd like to mention from the close today, which is right here. Allow me to zoom in so you see it properly. From here, you see it on large push up, September 18. Then today, it went right back in this downward slope that, as you all know, I noted that this is a downward selling smaller short term pressure inside this sideways movement, which the sideways movement has been present since April 2020. So it's been there May, June, July, August, September for 5 months already. So again, the 5 month sideways portion is moving from 1967 support, resistance to 265, with this as your downward selling push, with this as your downward selling pressure also that's happening. And it did not have enough buyers to make it break this particular line. So here's the narrative and here's the possibility. If it does not break this particular this downward trending line, this shorter, weaker downward trending line, then by all intents and purposes, it's very possible also that it could retrace back still here. So again, if it has a hard time breaking this, you could see the market, or you could see at least Globe go back to the 1967 line. Or if it breaks past this, then there's a shot that it goes back to the 2265 level. So from the last time I did an update talking about Globe stock, nothing much has changed in terms of the progression of the stock. It's still moving towards its sideways direction. Now let's look at PLDT. By the way, comment below if you're learning, and if you miss this, no, na ilang araw na hindi tayo nakapag stocks by request. I hope na madami pa rin kayong natutunan at madami kayong natutunan doon sa una nating example na Globe. Ngayon sa PLDT naman, this is how it looks like. If you look at it here, this particular uptrend that started March up until September has been broken. And if you allow me to zoom in further, the break of this uptrend started September 15. It also coincided with the break of the 20-day moving average. and it also broke below the 1416 support level. So those are the three selling signals, or at least more bearish signals for the stock. Again, I repeat: break of the upward trending line. Number two, break from the 20-day moving average. Number three, break from the 1416 support level. So if you'll add it all together, the break from this, you have one more day of selling, another day of selling, to 3 days of selling. Then fourth day, you have an indecision. However, the indecision, if you look at it here, uh, it tried to push up now as it drew close to this support level or to this resistance level. Selling particularly happened. So after the indecision, again, the goal, the narrative is to wait for the next particular candlestick. But if you see it tomorrow, when you see the markets open, there's a if it touches as close as it can here to this particular support range, then the next possible area for PLDT to move would be from this particular range. So you could, this is a 4.2% swing. Support is 1357, resistance is the 1416. The longer and broader resistance level is here from the 1356 level all the way to the 1458 level, giving you a 9+% swing. So from this point in time, after this area, we started to see the market move sideways. So the difference between PLDT and Globe is Globe started to move sideways since April 2020. Because if you notice and you compare Globe, its particular move, uh, if you look at it here, I'll try to zoom out a bit so you see it here. It did not go down as much as compared to a lot of the stocks in the market. So if you look at the March drop, a lot of the stocks massively dropped in March, but for Globe, it did not drop as high, and it started to rebound and started to bounce, and then that's why it moving sideways was relatively faster. Now, if you compare it with PLDT, PLDT looks like this. The movement, the it getting out of the uptrend started just a few weeks ago. So it was just around August. So this is the current sideways progression. This is the current sideways movement of it. Again, current support that we need to watch out for PLDT is 1357. Bounce from that, your resistance is here. 1415. Bounce from that, your resistance is 1485. Possible current support level, if the 1357 level does not hold, your next support will be 1310, followed by the 1250 level. So that's what's interesting about the market, no, just looking at it from a support and resistance perspective, just looking at it from a chart perspective, gives you a foundation already on how you're supposed to go and decide on your trades. And if you notice it, this video is currently at the 7.5 mark. But if I'd analyze these two stocks just on my own, na wala nang, na hindi ko na ini-explain, na hindi na ako nagsishift, I would have analyzed this in less than a minute. And that's the strength and the power of technicals. It allows you to be able to decide, do things, analyze things at a very, very fast pace as well. So that's where we are, Globe, PLDT. Now let's look at the ones trying to gun and trying to get a piece of the pie of the telco space or the telco market here in the Philippines. Since we've been talking a lot about Dito, I want to talk about Dito for this third particular slot. So for Dito, allow me to load the chart first. So for Dito, this is how it looks like. If you remember the previous video, I posted that it was already at the resistance. And what's interesting today is the stock broke past the 3.83 resistance level, confirming that this particular uptrend is now starting to have some shape. So please remember, from June 2020, we saw the market move. We saw the market hit, or at least Dito hit the 383 resistance level, and it started to drop. It got protected by the support at the 2.53 level. It got supported also by this uh, upward trending line. So it bounced, then broke out from all of these resistance levels. And as what I've mentioned in the previous video, since June 2020, it has not break past the 3.83 level. Now, that being said, after the breakout from the 3.83 level, I just want to show you the next resistances for the stock as well. So at least you have context also on where it could possibly go. So as I start loading this chart, allow me to just load the chart first so you guys see it also. Uh, I want to load something. It's not showing kasi dun sa chart nexus ko, no, na platform. But I want you to see this. I got this from another platform. This is how it looks. So if you look at it right over here, uh, the you have a current support or at least a current resistance level here. You could peg it around the 4.45 level, then somewhere around here also close to the 5 peso mark as your next resistance level. So that's where it is. But if you notice this line that I'm trying to project here, it's so interesting because this in this particular area it's already forming and starting its own counter trend. So if I'll plot this right over here, you see this downtrend being broken. As you all know, when a downtrend is broken, you just have to find and look for a reversal signal. And it's pretty obvious that after this, it reversed somewhere here and it's now progressing in its upward form. And for those who like analyzing stocks from a volume analysis standpoint, look at this. This particular area where we started to see it start to reverse, it started to move up, is much, much different from all this particular time where volumes were not as big and not as robust as well. So uh, from a charting perspective, it's very very clear from a from a longer stretching line that number one, Dito has gone out of its very very long term downtrend and it has started also somehow some way to reverse as well. And so that's where I believe it could possibly go. Please remember, all of this is brought about by it's predicated mainly on support and resistance levels and the narratives of where it could possibly go. So the best, I guess, the best way for me to show it also using the same chart nexus platform is to show you an older version of it before it started to before it moved into its new name. But these are the possible resistance levels from when it was still ISM. So lastly, I want to talk about Now Telecom. And as you all know, the biggest news for Now Telecom is that they're trying to gun and try to be uh, the fourth telco provider in the Philippines. As you all know, it's PLDT Globe, and then Dito's trying to make its way in. But if you try to add context also, in terms of who is further ahead in the game, in terms of the third telco space, Dito has started to roll out already and started to build cell sites. As for now, this is just something that's relatively new, and we also have to see how will they spend, how will they be able to come up uh, with the money to be able to compete and grab space. So I think everything is all of these companies, no, are, or at least the ones that are relatively new, are trying to bank on that people who own SIM cards, that the law gets implemented or it gets pushed, that they don't have to change their numbers even if they change telco companies. And I think a second thing that will benefit telco companies is basically if they get to share cell sites with other people. So now, or other companies as well. So one thing to point out for Now Telecom is this large downward push, which started November 2019. It was predicated by the 3.7 resistance level. Here, it's very, very evident. 3.7 resistance, failure to break this down trend here, but somewhere around here, April 2020, we saw Now also escape this area. And what's very, very evident here is it's trying to push and make its own upward trend. Now, what's interesting about that also from a support and resistance perspective is you can draw a resistance here, and it's quite evident and quite clear that Now broke past that resistance level. And it's quite evident also that from this alone that it formed a ascending triangle, which is a very, uh, very bullish pattern right here. This is how the triangle started to develop, and it was all uh, as a result of it breaking past the 2.5 resistance level. So that's where we are today. Breakout from the 2.5 level. Please do note, write this down, resistance 3.7. I repeat, current resistance right now is at the 3.7 level, followed by the next resistance at the 4.25 level. So please write this down. Now Telecom support 2.5, resistance 3.7, break out from the 3.7 resistance. Next possible target is the 4.25 level. And it's very, very clear from this standpoint that the downward push that started late last year is out already. It's very, very evident also that it broke out from the ascending triangle, and it's also starting to build its own uptrend. Please remember the new support right now is 2.5. If 2.5 will hold, these are the current ranges. 2.5 holds, your support is 2.5, your resistance is 3.7, next resistance 4.25, 2.5 does not hold, then retracements to this area around the 2.25 level, 2.3 level is also possible, then another one close to the 2 peso mark. So there, I hope you guys got a lot from this. Comment below. I want to hear your insights. PLDT versus Globe, what do you like more? Now versus Dito, what do you like more? I want to see it also in the comment section. If you will rank everything, how will you rank it? First, second, third, fourth. What will it be? Will it be Dito? Will it be Now? Will it be Globe? Or will it be PLDT? I want to know your insights and your thoughts on this. Do you think Now has enough to beat Dito, or Dito will have a very, very large lead up against Now? By the way, in the description also below, we have playlists for my fundamental technical playlists in my first YouTube channel. You can watch them. It's all available there. And for those who want to invest in US markets, we have links for eToro, so you get to invest and buy stocks for 50 US dollars only. Then if you want, if this sounds and feels like jargon to all of you, I have 5 national best-selling books in the description below if you want to learn more on how you can trade the markets with confidence via reading. They're all there. We have online courses also with Chinkee Tan and Sean Si. So there, I guess one thing that I'd like to end this video with is just to tell you and reiterate to you that if you weren't able to buy stocks when they started to bounce or break out, huwag nyo nang habulin. Hindi nyo naman kailangan habulin lahat ng stocks kasi dadating din naman yung point kung gusto nyo talaga siya bilhin, magkakaroon ulit yan ng retracement, and then pwede nyo siya bilhin ulit doon. So, please do not buy stocks out of emotion. Please do not buy stocks out of the hope na pag binili mo siya ngayon na mas mataas, akit pa siya lalo. Hope is amazing in real life, but it's not a strategy when it comes to buying and selling stocks. So I hope you guys got a lot from this, and I hope that this gave you enough insight to be able to trade the markets with confidence, because that's all we want. That's why we create daily videos about this, so that we cater to you guys who want to learn more and who want to trade the markets the right way. By the way, if you have stocks that you guys want me to analyze, put them in the comment section. If you have messages, please send your messages via our Patreon community. It's in the description below. Our YouTube community, also in the description below, or Instagram DMs. It's just that sa Instagram ngayon, no, it's piling up sobrang dami ng messages, but I'm doing my best so I can answer as much questions as I can as possible. But rest assured, all of your questions in Patreon and the YouTube community will be answered the soonest possible time. So that's it for now. Marvin Gurmo. I hope you guys got a lot from this, and I hope that this gave you massive, massive insight on how you can trade the markets with confidence. So Marvin Gurmo, trade well, trade strong, trade smart. See you all again soon, guys, and God bless you all.